outdoor mall, and I'm with my family, and we're basically we're about to open these big glass doors. You know how you used to have the chrome handles and then they're glass, and I'm about to open the door. My family's with me, my wife, my two children, and we're about to go in, and I look across, and I see this massive wave, and my wife kind of put this together real quick. She was very gracious to put this together for me real quick. But basically, it was destroying, buildings in the background and things. And I was just like, oh my goodness. It just startled me so big, as anything like that would to anybody. And these people were just mingling around. And then I said, look, the wave is coming. And then some people looked, and I say it this way, there was every kind of reaction you can think of. It was pretty crazy. Some people looked and saw nothing. Some people didn't even look. They just kept walking. These people are still walking. They heard me, but they didn't look. Some people didn't even hear me. Some people heard me, looked, and shook their fists at me or flipped me off and then kept walking or ran away from me. Some people, and a few people, looked, saw it, ran towards me. Some people looked, saw it, ran a different direction. Some people looked, saw it, ran towards it. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. It was every kind of reaction you can imagine. There was several people in this area, and it was just every kind of reaction. It was so bizarre. It was so striking to me. And so we immediately I closed the door, I grabbed my family, and then as we were running, we ran around this building that we were in, and there was a gap between that building and another building. And I was saying to other people that were looking at me, come this way, come this way. I just kind of knew where that we should get out of here. And some people joined us, and not very many people. And then as we're running between the buildings, people were shaking their fists at me and yelling, and some people were just not paying attention. They were acting like zombies. They just didn't. It was, again, still every reaction you can imagine. And we're running, and then next thing you know, we're running, and then there's an opening. And if you've ever been around these fields where it's just a field, and then you see a sign that says, land for lease or, commercial land for sale or something like that. And there was a sign. I don't have the sign on here, just showing some kind of land there. There's a sign, and then it was just a big open field. But on this big open field was this huge, huge ark. I mean, it was huge. I am not even doing justice. I mean, it was far, maybe it's back here and just huge back here, whatever. Okay, try to picture it maybe. And it was of light. It was almost like it was made out of clear glass. I mean, if you ever seen something invisible that was kind of shown on a movie or something like that, but it was there, but it wasn't there. But it's completely shining light. It was just so incredible. It was just shining light, and it was amazing. And it basically was sitting there, and then all the sides were down. I mean, I'm not showing this very well, but, all the sides were down. And so you just basically have these ramps of light coming down, and then we're running, and then I'm like pushing my family. They go kind of ahead of me, and I just go and I run and grab more people. I try to get their attention. Again, every reaction, people swearing at me and whatever, and then people just not paying attention, and then people, I'm looking at them and they're just not looking at me, or it's every kind of reaction you can think of. It's pretty weird. It was a very surreal dream. I mean, one of the most impactful dreams I've ever had. And I'm just yelling, come, let's go, get out of here, look, it's just a wave. And then some people are coming. And then we all get in the boat, or the ark, right? We're getting in, and then I'm still out there. I get in, and then I want to come back out. But this thing is just starting to destroy, the wave just starting to destroy one end of the mall, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, and I got to run. And I knew I had to get in there. So I got in there. And then as soon as I got in there, and it's getting closer, and then all of a sudden, these ramps or these things, the sides of the ark were coming up. And you can see them coming up slowly, slowly, slowly. And I'm just seeing all these people out there. And my heart's thinking, like, there's no way this is happening. And then the sides, they start coming up very slowly, slowly, slowly. And then this water just destroys the rest of the mall. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is killing everybody. And then all of a sudden it closes. And as soon as I hear this boom, it closes. then the water hits the boat. And then I remember being at the end of the boat, kind of. Um, it's like right over here, right in here, and then it gets hit, and I could see, and I remember seeing as soon as it gets hit, I'm overlooking everybody's heads, kind of. And there's not that many people in the boat. I mean, there's a few, there's some, but there's not that many people. And then, but as soon as that door closes and the water hits, it's like, oh, and I heard everybody go, oh, it's like, it's a big, like they're reacting and then screaming and going, oh, at the same time when this thing hits. It was just it shook me to my core, really, when I'm experiencing this in my dream. And it shook the boat, and then people are seeing inside the boat. We're seeing bodies hitting the side because it's clear. Like I said, it's like glass. Bodies are hitting the boat. It's crazy. It's so surreal, and it devastated me for a while, actually, after I had this dream. And then it kind of fast forward. It kind of calms down a little bit, and then we're kind of floating to the top of the water, and the water's just beneath us. And then all of a sudden, we're just sitting there waiting for a second, and then all of a sudden the doors go down again, the sides go down, and again all the way around the boat. I mean, there's not a spot where it didn't go. It was kind of weird because there was no real sides. I mean, the sides were the walls that went down, and then they went on. Then they just floated on top of the water, and they were just like docks all the way around. And then I could see people swimming. And some people, again, every reaction you could imagine. Some people were swimming the other way. Some people were drowning and their hand was sticking out, and some people were trying to reach and grab, and they reached and grabbed, and they're like, oh, help, oh, thank you. And then we grabbed them and we pulled them in, right? And then some people still were drowning, and as they were drowning and their hand was sticking out of the water, they were flipping us off, or they had a fist in the air, or again, they were swimming like normally, casually, like nothing's going on, in a different direction. It was just crazy. Or they were just kind of resigned. They were just drowning and their hand was just up and they were drowning all the way. And it was startling. It was so startling. I can't even explain any more than that. And so there was a few people swimming, and then there was a couple of people that were very far away, and they started swimming, and we were like, come on, let's go, come on. And then all of a sudden the doors go up. They're going up, and we're like, oh no. And because I remember saying to some people, let's get out there and let's help these people. And then, so the doors are going up slowly, and there's a few people just swimming, and they're too far away. And I'm like, no way. And I literally try to stop the door, and I couldn't. And I knew I couldn't really, because I knew it was God just, and the time just being done. And I tried to, though, and they would not move. They would not budge. I was nothing compared to what they were doing. And then it completely closed. And as soon as it closed, I was so worried about these people, and then as soon as it closed, then that worry went away, and then light shine from above, and again it was glass, or like just clear, like glass, and light, just this immense light, and I felt so warm and loved, and I just forgot about that at that moment, and I'm like, we're going, and then the boat raised out of the water. I could see the water below us, and we were going up. And it was just like, God's got us, we're going to heaven. And then I woke up. And again, I was so blown away by what had happened when I woke up. I just could not even describe it. I told my wife, and she was amazed. I haven't told very many people because the Lord just wanted me to keep it to myself. A couple people that he wanted me to share it with for different reasons, but that was years later. This was, again, about a little over 3 years ago. This is July of 2015. And here we are, this hurricane just missed hitting Hawaii hard or anything, but it did hit it in a sense, but it didn't really do anything. And I was relieved. Because I don't want people to die. That's why I'm doing all this stuff. I don't make one dime from any of this stuff. I take my time. In fact, I'm taking my time on my day off right now doing this, and I could be with my family doing all kinds of stuff. I'm tired from the week. I work very hard. What I do, I work for a nonprofit, And I don't make anything. I'm doing this for people. In fact, there's times I've thought about not even doing this, but the Lord is just pressing upon my heart to share these things for others. And I think, the thing I think about the body of Christ, the rest of the bride, all you out there, how you struggling like I've struggled. And I want to give you hope. And the Lord's putting that upon my heart. And we're so close. So I just want you to know that we're so close. And I have more in this next video. It may come out today or tomorrow that just is going to describe a lot of these different things and give more detail about where we're at, I believe. And, again, I'm speculating. But right now, this is what's crazy about this. After that day, 8/8, the next morning, 8/9, August 9th, me and my wife are praying. And we're crying. We're like, Lord, you got to help us. What's going on here? We need stuff for others. And my wife just, after we prayed for a little while, my wife just all of a sudden pipes up. She goes, we're in the ARK dream. And I'm like, what? And this is weird because I have not really thought about this dream for a while, even though it's had such an impact. I've thought about it for years afterwards, but it's been a while. It's been over 3 years, and I haven't thought about it very much. I've been thinking about a lot of different things, and I certainly haven't been thinking about the coordination of this dream with what's going on now. And then she just brought it into focus for me. And I was praying more the next couple days. And that same day, 8/9, Lord, I was at work, and Lord was saying, you're in this dream right now. And, when you were in that mall, and it's a public area, you're in YouTube right now. It's a public forum, and you're warning people, and you're getting every kind of reaction. You're getting people, being mean, swearing at you. You're getting people who are, yes, this is true. This is great. Good stuff. And people that aren't even paying attention and all this stuff. And you're in it right now. And I was blown away. Like, yes, I am in. This is crazy. And so that means it's almost here. And then he also said that it's not a coincidence that this was a wave. And I thought when I was having the dream, or even after the dream, the wave was like, events, and it just represented as a wave of events. And, I thought maybe nuclear attack, or, anything, a lot of different things, probably just wave after wave after wave, maybe. And this is, the wave that's coming to people and to America. And no, he said, no, this is water. This is water. There will be tsunamis that start this all off. And I was just, wow, Lord. And you know what? He doesn't give you everything all at once. It's a relationship. It's a process. It's just like learning the word, learning the truth. It's a process. It takes time. You add to precept upon precept, line upon line, like the Bible says. You're adding to your understanding. And it's kind of crazy because there's times I thought we were really close and super close, and the times I thought, oh, okay, it's going to be a little while. But each time I'm going through and inquiring and getting closer to the Lord, and He's talking and I'm listening, and He puts out these breadcrumbs, and it's just amazing. So the fact that people don't understand all this stuff, or they're looking for the answers down and they're going down a path, don't give them a hard time. It's hard when people say date after date after date after date. Oh, it's coming. Oh, thus saith the Lord, and all this kind of stuff. Yes, I get that, and I just feel for them. I feel for people who are looking at that and getting all, excited and things. And, I can understand how people are angry at that kind of stuff. I certainly get that. And that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to show possibilities and things. And I know we're getting close. And I'm going to show you more evidence here in my next video. So I'm going to end it here. And hopefully that blessed you in some way and gave you some understanding. But this next one's going to lay out more detail about, I think, what's coming pretty soon. So God bless you, and thank you for watching, and more is coming.